This is nuclear fission. Yeah. So it happens with uranium-235. What they do, or any kind of atom that splits, and what they do is they shoot a neutron in it, boom, and it splits into two different elements because it becomes unstable uranium-236. It splits into rubidium and cesium, and it makes three more neutrons, and it therefore would make a chain reaction. So if you get another uranium-235, you could just split that one too, and it's a chain reaction, and it emits gamma rays, which is radiation. It's bad for you. Yeah. And that's why some events such as Chernobyl were so dangerous.
Speaking of Chernobyl, in 1986, the Soviet Union city was taken over by radiation. The Chernobyl disaster remains the only level 7 incident on the international nuclear event scale, making it the biggest man-made disaster of all time. The disaster released at least 100 times more radiation than the atom bombs dropped on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. Nuclear rain from the disaster fell as far as Ireland. Not surprisingly, the accident has caused the Soviet Union, the Russian Federation, and Ukraine hundreds of billions of dollars. It led to many deformations in such two families. 800,000 men risked their lives by exposing themselves to radiation in order to contain the situation. 25,000 of these have died, and 70,000 are disabled. Some people since then have returned to the affected area with their families in order to take advantage of the government's compensation benefit. There are plans to use the areas immediately surrounding the reactor for activities such as radioactive waste. Since then, there have been plans to use the areas immediately surrounding the reactor for activities such as radioactive waste processing or development of natural preserves. More than 5 million people live in areas that are considered to be contaminated with radioactive material from the accident. Chernobyl is a pretty disastrous thing.
Three Mile Island. In 1979, at 3 Mile Island, nuclear power plant in the USA, a cooling malfunction caused part of the core to melt, and in the number 2 reactor, the TMI-2 reactor was destroyed. Some radioactive gas was released a couple days enough after the incident, but not enough to cause any dose above background level to local residents. There are no injuries or adverse health effects from the 3 Mile Island accident. The 3 Mile Island power station is near Harrisburg, Pennsylvania in USA. It had 2 pressurized water reactors. This is Unit 2. The accident 2 until 2 happened at 4 a.m. on 28 March 1979 when the reactor was opening at 97% power. It involved a relatively minor malfunction in the secondary cooling circuit, which caused the temperature in the primary coolant to rise. This in turn caused the reactor to shut down automatically. Shutdown took about 1 second. At this point, a relief valve failed to close, but instrumentation did not reveal the fact, and so much of the primary coolant drained away that the residual decay heat in the reactor core was not removed. The core suffered severe damage as a result. The operator was unable to diagnose or respond properly to the unplanned automatic shutdown of the reactor. The fission control room instrumentation and inadequate emergency response training proved to be root causes of the accident.
Man, it's just a nice day out today.
I know.
I'm really loving the sun and stuff like that. Oh no, a nuclear bomb!